Welcome back to Navigate Your Wealth. I'm Samantha Irish, and today, of course, we are joined by Karen Stewicki, my mom, and co-owner of Compass Financial. Mom, we started today's episode talking about who we are and how we came to be, and then we started talking about what it means for the people that are watching. What does it mean to become a client of ours? But now we want to dig in a little bit more. We've been offering you the opportunity to get your complimentary, no cost, no obligation retirement roadmap. So let's talk about what is included in that and what it means for them and their retirement.
Thanks, Sam. So in that retirement roadmap, we are going to do a complete income analysis. Do you have the job description of income satisfied with the assets that are applied to that job description? We're going to do a tax burden analysis. I know we've shared this on multiple shows in the past. The tax burden analysis shows you two options, doing it the government's way or doing Roth conversions, and which one is going to pay more. Nobody likes writing checks to the IRS, but I promise you, doing the conversion is going to be about a third as much as if you do the required minimum distribution. So that is part of the retirement roadmap. But the most important thing, and I think the one thing that people call about most, is Social Security. That always happens to be the one thing that people just are uncertain about. They just don't know. Do I take it sooner? Do I wait? There's such mixed opinions about...
And they're talking about you have to wait because you want the 8% bump. The 8% bump might actually be a little misleading. And in fact, I know we have a chart. If we can pull that up on the screen.
Well, one of the things I will tell you is that you can see the numbers at the top. The minimum age to get Social Security is 62. If you choose to turn on your Social Security at the earliest age, you will get 75% of the full amount, and that's what happens at full retirement age. FRA, that next number down there, says between 66 and 67. That's when you would get 100% of your Social Security benefit. If you wait, as Samantha said, because it increases by 8% each year, the maximum that you can get at age 70 is 132%. So take that off for just a second. I want to come back to those numbers in a minute. But Samantha, many people are wondering, well, doesn't it make more sense for me to wait until 70? And so this is why we did this analysis. You see, the one thing that you need to understand is that if you are working, you can't turn your Social Security on at 62 unless you make less than about $20,000 a year. You see, until you hit full retirement age, you have to give back $1 for every $2 that you earn. So if you're not working, 62 is on the table, you can take it. But if you're working, you have to wait until full retirement age. Now, when you hit full retirement age, for most people right now, it's about 67, then you can be working and taking your Social Security. At 70, you finally have to turn that spigot on and you will begin taking that income. Now, again, as you say, people say, I get that 8%, so I'm going to wait. Remember I said at 62, you're going to get 75% of the benefit. At full retirement age, you get 100, and at 70, you get 132%. If we could pull that chart back up, I want you to see exactly what this looks like. Here we have Ron and Nancy. Ron and Nancy both decided to take their benefits at 62 years old in the box on the left. You can see that the monthly benefit at 62 years of age for Ron is $22.58 a month and for Nancy $16.76. The cumulative amount of benefits through age 90 that they will get is $1.6 million. Now, if Ron and Nancy wait until full retirement age, then you can see in the middle box that Ron is going to have a check of about $3,011. Nancy is going to have $22.35. Their full benefit to age 90 is going to be $1.9 million. Now that is more than $1.6 million. In the last box, you can see that Ron and Nancy decided that they were going to wait until age 70. Their checks are certainly bigger, $4,428 for Ron and $3,287 for Nancy. The total amount received is $2,100. $2,110,116. Now I want you, sorry, I got to pull that chart back up for one more second. Because at the top, you can see that we said the assumed income is 75% at 62, 100 at full retirement age, and 132 at maximum. But look at the number at the bottom. You see how it says actual? $1.6 million is actually 86% of the full retirement age, $1.9 million. And $2.1 million at age 70, the maximum, is only 110% of the full retirement age. So Samantha, the interesting thing is, until people actually see this number, what they forget is that even though your initial check is 75% of what it could be, you do get the cost of living raise. You know, for a number of years, when we would do income analysis, we factored in the Social Security increase, and it was like 1 to 2%. Right. But the last 3 or 4 years, your dad has been very happy with the raise that he's gotten on his Social Security check.
Yeah. You know, these types of analysis are what we do at Compass Financial. You only get to retire once. We need to make sure that you're doing it right. You know, I cannot thank you enough for the commitment that you have made to your clients, because it set an example for me and how we can bring all of these clients into the fold. You know, we are a mother-daughter duo, and that means that we are family. But when you work with Compass Financial, you join our family. I might be an Irish, but I'm a 𝙬𝙧𝙀𝗍𝑖 at heart, which means that this is a family, and we want to make sure that you are taking the opportunity to not leave money on the table. We want to make sure that you're taking the opportunity to make the right decisions with your retirement. As I said, you only get to do it once. We want to make sure that you are doing it right. Mom, I cannot thank you enough for being so vulnerable today. You know, we have shared stories about how we came to be and what it means to work with Compass Financial. We want to make sure that everybody knows that if you call the number on your screen, 855-348-3073, you will have the opportunity to book an appointment with us. We're going to sit down and we are going to build that retirement roadmap for you. We want to make sure that you're looking at your income and you're not leaving any dollars on the table. We've talked about removing wealth from Washington and making sure that all of your dollars are being maximized. We care about your future. You've worked hard for those dollars. Let's make sure they work hard for you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep watching Navigate Your Wealth. We love being with you week after week.
Sam, I love being with you too, and I have to tell you, she's my exit strategy, and she just gave birth to a beautiful little girl 4 months ago, and she may be Samantha's exit strategy as well. So stick with us, become part of the family. We'd love to have the opportunity to work with you as well. Thanks again, Charleston, for being here with us and for allowing us to share our story with you.